Hi, this is Ken Kaplan from the New England Motorcycle Museum. Today I've got this absolutely beautiful candy red 1977 Honda CB750A automatic. Very, very rare bike, one owner bike. I have the title to it. Guy bought it brand new right here in Connecticut. Extremely low miles because of the Northeast. We can only ride it 3-4 months out of the year in warm weather. Has 16,350 miles. We just went completely through the bike, front to bottom, top to back, did anything we found that it needed. We just invested $3,300 into the restoration on the bike, and that was all mechanical. The cosmetics are exactly the way it came from the factory, except for the seat. The seat cover had a little tear in the seam, so we put a new seat cover on it, or a new seat actually. So let me fire it up, tell you all about it, demo it for you. Fantastic running bike, and I love it. It's very, very rare vintage Honda. Bike's 100% bone stock, even the handlebars, everything. Automatic transmission, you can't beat it. Bike runs and handles perfect. Signals all work great. Rear brake light works great. Foot brake light works great. The high beam and low beam work fine. High and low. One of the neat features about this bike is, check this out, when it's in drive, you put this thing in drive, and if you put the Kickstarter down, or the kickstand down, putting the kickstand down puts it in neutral. All the gauges work beautifully. The lights on the gauges, high beam, low beam, oil, parking light, turn signal lights. Everything's working great. It has one bulb that's out in this right front turn signal, which the running light bulb, we're going to put a new one in there. It tested fine when I started working on the bike, but we just took it for a 6-mile ride, and it's probably the original bulb. So we're going to put a new bulb in it. Everything works as it should on this bike, and it's in phenomenal shape. Very, very rare to find a 40-year-old motorcycle. This one's a classic, and the fact that it's an automatic, well sought after. This is the 4th automatic we had in the museum collection. This one was the only one that we had that we got running. All the other ones we sold as is, not running. This one we went completely through it, and I'll read a list of everything we did to the bike to give you an idea. Here's the original title. Looks brand new. It's 40 years old. Original owner bike. Bought it in August of 1977. In addition to the title, I have the original owner's manual, and I've got the registration. So, fully documented bike right here from Connecticut, and it's obviously in beautiful condition. I'm going to go over what we did. I have the service order here. We did $3,330 worth of work on the bike. That's $2,160 in labor and $920 in parts. So the total was $3,330. And I'm sure the 2 that we sold, or 3 other bikes like this that we sold that weren't running, needed the same thing this one did. So first thing we did, check the compression. Cylinder compression tested perfectly. 4 brand new spark plugs. I'm going to give you the parts list first. It has 4 brand new spark plugs, brand new spark plug caps, a brand new Yuasa battery, brand new Maxima 10W40 oil, brand new oil filter and O-rings, a brand new crush washer and drain bolt, brand new carb rebuild kit, a new accelerator pump diaphragm kit, a new accelerator pump, new fuel line, a brand new OEM fuel petcock assembly, brand new gasket for the fuel cap, and a new gasket for the fuel gauge. Has a front brake caliper rebuild kit with new piston, seals, and a brand new bleeder, and new DOT 3.4 brake fluid. So total parts up to that point was $492.33. We also put a new, look at this headlight chrome trim ring on here. This is brand new headlamp chrome ring. We put a new headlamp assembly on it. The original shell had a crack on it, so this is all new. New left and rear, left and right front turn signals, and the new headlamp stays. The original ones were missing when we got it. The bike had a fairing on it at one point, so we put it back to 100% original stock, where it's worth the most, being an antique. We also got this seat for it off of eBay. The original seat had the seat is in beautiful condition. We put this seat on it. This is the exact OEM original seat. It's not brand new. The patina on it matches the rest of the bike, and it looks mint and original. The other seat had a rip in the seam in a couple spots. This one's the nicest one we could find. It has one little tiny beauty mark right there and one right there. But other than that, it's pretty good. It looks brand new. We also put a grab bar on it. Didn't have the grab bar on it. So in any event, like I said, as far as the mechanical stuff goes, we checked the compression. It's 155 PSI across the board. And as far as what we did to it at that point, the bike was steam cleaned, polished, front to back, detailed, waxed, and clay barred, cleaned up beautifully. And then we went to the mechanical stuff after we checked the compression. We adjusted the valve clearance, we adjusted the cam chain tension, we installed the new spark plugs and replaced the 2 plug caps. We removed, cleaned, and inspected and lubricated the timing advancer. We cleaned and inspected the points. We adjusted the gap in timing, installed a brand new Yuasa battery, cleaned the grounds, and replaced the cable lug. We cleaned all electrical connections and put a brand new horn on it. We changed the engine oil and filter and replaced the drain washer. We removed and replaced the carburetors to perform a complete clean and adjustment, complete disassembly, and separated all 4 carbs into 100 different parts laid out on the table. Everything was clean, new O-rings, new gaskets. We replaced the accelerator pump, diaphragm, and the spring. It was done right, the carbs were synchronized, and the bike runs absolutely perfectly. We cleaned the air filter and the air box and replaced the fuel lines. We also, the gas tank was removed, and we acid etched the inside of the tank, so it's very, very clean. It looks brand new. We replaced OEM, the Honda fuel petcock assembly with a brand new OEM Honda fuel petcock assembly. We disassembled and cleaned the throttle pipe and the handlebar, and we pressure lubed the throttle cables, and we installed them and adjusted the free play. Replaced the fuel cap and fuel sender gaskets with brand new OEM gaskets. We performed the carburetor synchronization and the air screw and idle adjustment. Checked the charging system output, and everything was normal. We also checked the operation of all lights, horns, and electrical functions, and adjusted the parking brake cable and switch operation. We cleaned, lubed, and adjusted the drive chain slack. We adjusted the rear brake pedal free play, and then we rebuilt the complete brake system. The front brake caliper, installed new pistons and bleeders, bled and flushed the brake fluid, and installed new brake fluid. So we also adjusted the front brake caliper, screwed and locked up. Then we went through the bike front and back, inspected the steering head bearings, and adjusted and lubricated them up, and the same thing with the wheel bearings. Repacked the wheel bearings. We tightened and adjusted the spokes, then set the tire pressures. Test rode the bike, confirmed proper operation of all components. Like I said, we went through all electrical components, and after I think we put like 11 miles on the bike, this one bulb right here, this will be taken care of. That's the only bulb. It's a running light bulb. It needs a new filament, so we're going to put a new bulb in there. No big deal. So the bike has obviously been completely gone through. The seat assembly, like I said, the original one was torn, so we swapped the chrome seat trim off the original one and the seat hinge parts, detailed the chrome, put the buddy seat strap on, and detailed the seat cover. Put the new turn signals on it, detailed the parts, assembled it, installed the missing, anything that was on the bike that wasn't right. The missing turn signals were installed, and installed the new headlamp trim ring, chrome, the shell, a new sealed beam, and the hardware. So quite a bit of work was done to the bike. Like I said, my service manager put the bike down for 23 hours. I would say he's very, very conservative with that number. And then the clean wax detail and test ride and go the rest of he had a total of 27 hours on it. I think it took him more longer than that because the bike was in the shop for about a month. But anyways, 27 hours of labor. 920 parts. That's $3,330 was invested in the bike. I've got a write-up from one of the magazines about the 750 that I'll read to you. At the start of 1977, Honda was producing two automatic motorcycles, the CB400A and the CB750A. These bikes were initially conceived as a way for learner riders to get comfortable riding motorcycles without fear of stalling. This allowed for novices to practice staying upright, braking and riding in traffic, all without having to focus on changing gears constantly as well. I say changing gears constantly because the automatic transmission offered on Hondamatic motorcycles were not automatic in the true sense of the word. A shift lever in the same position as a gear changer on a manual Honda allowed the rider to shift between neutral, low, and drive. The ability to manually shift between high and low made sure the bike wouldn't shift gears through a corner, throwing the rider off balance. Also built into the automatic models was a linkage from the kickstand to the gear lever. So when the kickstand was operated, the bike would put itself in neutral. This would stop the bike from starting in gear, something someone new to riding might overlook after getting back on track. Just walk around the bike slowly so as I read. When I rode the bike, you don't have to shift it. You can just put it in drive, click up twice and it's in drive. And I went from a dead stop up to 70 miles an hour. It'll cruise all day long, no vibration, bike handles great, brakes work beautifully. And when you stop, you don't even have to put it in neutral. All you do is put the kickstand down and it goes into neutral for itself. So the last ones we sold, I got a lot of calls on these after we sold the other ones. People were interested in buying one of these. One of the guys was handicapped. I had one guy who had issues with his left arm. He had a stroke or something, and he couldn't use a clutch. These have no clutch. I had another guy who had an issue with his leg. There's no, only have to shift once, put it in drive, and you're good for the whole day on this thing. So just a fantastic bike, also for a beginner. I also went on some websites, some forums on these, and they also drag race these. There's a guy who was doing 12-second quarter miles of one of these because there's so much high performance parts you can get, the 4-in-1 exhaust and big bore kits and carbs, and the automatic transmission serves quite well in drag race style also. This one's pretty much 100% bone stock. Let's see. In an engineering sense, the CB750A wasn't just a CB750 with an automatic transmission fitted. Much work went into this model to make them stand apart from their CB750 stablemates. The engine gained different rocket covers and crankcases to suit that different engine transmission combo. The engines were changed from dry sump to wet sump, the same oil going from the torque converter through the engine to be cooled. The torque converter is of the same design as Civic cars of the time, very similar to the Civic Honda cars. A 3-part unit, the converter was made up of a centrifugal oil pump, a turbine wheel, and a stator. The oil pump, driven off a primary drive connected to the crank, would spin inside the turbine wheel, both of these components being bowl-shaped. The oil from the pump would travel along the vanes of the turbine wheel, where it was then directed to the cup-shaped vanes of the stator wheels, then defected back to the oil pump. Simple but rugged, the Hondamatic motorcycles gained a name for reliability that still stands today. In regards to the fuel system, the standard CB750 fare was not going to suit the Hondamatic. 4 24mm slide key-in carbs were fitted, along with an accelerator pump, so when the bike is accelerated from idle, it does not suffer the traditional Honda burp. And I can tell you, I rode it, the bike is carbureted beautifully. Accelerates, this bike accelerates, reminds me of a KZ900 super bike. It accelerates beautifully. On top of this is an electronically controlled diaphragm on the throttle linkage. Automatically bumps up the revs as soon as the transmission is engaged to make sure the bike doesn't stall. Breathing out is taken care of by a 4-into-2 exhaust system. The silencer swept up and back in the custom style of the time. Aesthetically, the Honda CB750A looks very different to the other CB750 models. The designers looked to the GL1000 for inspiration. GL-style rims are fitted front and rear. A 19.5-liter GL-style tank, the Goldwing-style tank is fitted, and the handlebars are high and wide. The larger GL rims give more ground clearance, but they also make the bike look beefier than it really is. Stopping duties are covered by standard Honda disc in the front, quality disc and drum brakes. The front caliper is slightly different to Honda CB spec. Instruments are the usual Honda quality, the tachometer making way for a large light readout showing whatever gear the bike is in at the time. The speedometer gives the range for both low and drive gear to ensure the rider does not overwork the engine. Drive gear is good from 0 up to 100 miles an hour. And like I just said, I had it in drive and took it up to 70, no problem. but you can use low gear, but that's only get up to 0 to 60 if you want to zoom around in traffic. Although it is possible to use high gear all the time, using low gear in traffic is a better option, leaving the driver the open road. A large 20 amp hour battery, which is brand new in this bike, takes a traditional place with the Honda oil reservoir fed by a 290 watt alternator. It has a Kickstarter on it in case the battery ever dies. It's mounted underneath the seat, and it's a super quality bike. Again, original owner antique Honda in mint running condition. Bike needs nothing. Fully documented, title in hand, manuals, registration, fully serviced by the pros of the New England Motorcycle Museum. This thing is a gorgeous, original classic. Original paint, original handlebars, original chrome, original rims. These original exhausts are beautiful. These are really going up in value. The Blue Book value on this is around $4 grand. However, we just put $3,300 into it, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it go up, bid up much higher than that. So, great bike, traditional Honda quality, and I'm gonna take it for a quick ride. Good luck bidding on the bike. Call us if you have any questions, 860-454-7024. My name's Ken Kaplan. Be glad to tell you about the bike, or our sales manager, Jason. And the sales are going, the proceeds of the sale are all going to fund the New England Motorcycle Museum, so it's going to a good cause. If you want to come check out the bike, have us fired up for you. Good luck and God bless.